This is a V6 engine with heated leather seats and all-terrain warranty for 1,000 miles, and we could finance up to 72 months.
Yeah.
Kill me. Kill me.
Yeah.
Seriously. I really didn't think about an intro.
It doesn't have to be anything. That was perfect. That was perfect.
Welcome back to the
That
episode. Dude,
get it.
same. Andy's really mad today, so I'll just start out with that. He's just in a testy mood.
What Logan's talking about. Here's the thing. I simply asked Logan before we started recording, so how many TikToks do you have today? Because we always do a segment at the end of the episode where we each show each other 2 TikToks, but lately he's just been like throwing in random TikToks in the episode. And I'm like, why do we have a segment if you're just going to show me TikToks throughout the episode? Then we might as well just get rid of the segment if you're just going to cheat and include so many more TikToks than me. I'm limiting myself to 2. I'm going, God, I have so many great ones to show. But we agreed, we committed to a rule for this segment that we will only show each other 2 TikToks. And so I choose the 2, and you just eat pumpkins all day and show me 5 TikToks. So I wasn't upset. Now I am because he called me upset, but I'm not.
Yeah, look at him. It's not just the popcorn machine that's sizzling over there.
Whoa, it's
it's
off.
Yeah, you should cook popcorn during an episode and then like eat.
I actually it does work. Yeah. But we got it from a Goodwill, and like I don't know how clean it is, and like I'm not even a fan of popcorn, so
why
I don't know. I don't know if I trust it. Cuz the kernels get stuck in my teeth and in my gums.
I thought maybe it was like a communism thing. You're just not American.
Oh, I was going to say, are popcorns Russian? What are you talking about?
Yeah, you didn't know they're grown. Popcorn is grown in Russia exclusively, mutually.
But you mean because I have to like it?
Yeah,
so if I don't like it, then I'm not
Well, I don't really like apple pie.
Ooh, you're not American. No, that's okay.
Happy July 4th, everybody.
It's not, though. What is today? This is July 7th.
Yeah. But it was July 4th. What'd you do for your July 4th? Did you...
What did we do again? Oh, we went to this, like, outdoor flea market thing that was here in Austin, and there was like a live band playing, and there was some cool stuff. We got these really cool coasters. Nice. We got some new coasters. I'm 25 now, and I get excited when we get new coasters. And then there was a really cool fireworks show, and I haven't seen a fireworks show in years, so that was actually very refreshing. Nice. And just being like around a bunch of people, and just like felt normal again. And then yeah. Everyone was like reacting to the fireworks when the big ones would go, the whole crowd, ooh, and I was like, oh yeah, this feeling. All right. It was nice.
Yeah, I worked. So I'm a capitalist dream because I worked.
Woo!
So yeah, fuck yeah.
Yeah, dude.
My blood was bright red, and I was making that money, and I was contributing to the wheel. Here's the wheel, and I was fucking turning that bitch. I was rotating that wheel. That's me. I'm a capitalist's wet dream.
Nice.
So happy July 4th to me.
You just wanted people to feel sorry for you. Is that why you asked me what I did?
Yeah. Everything I do on the podcast, any sort of communication, is exclusively to return around to myself. So everything that I can do on the podcast. So I only ask people, "How are you?" in the exclusive expectation that they return the question to me.
Yep, that sounds like you.
Yep.
Oh well, we're supposed to pull a question.
I'm good with this. You want to call it a day?
Nah, we got to do the fucking question format, man.
All right.
That's a good intro, though. That's a good intro.
Thanks.
All right, here we go. What's something you simply don't understand? There are a lot of things.
Yeah, I would say most things.
Yeah. That's like a tough question, though. Like, if I have to choose one thing, I don't know. There's a lot of things.
Yeah.
I'll
go first.
Okay.
Because I was thinking about this, and there's a lot, like we were saying. Like of all of the things, I don't know most of them, Of all of the things there are to know, the majority I don't. And but one of the very glaring things that I don't understand is how in the world a vinyl record works.
Yeah.
I have legitimately no idea. I have a record player, I have a record collection that we put on display, and still, I put the needle in the thing and music comes out the speakers, but I have no idea how they record it. Like, I can make a bunch of
Yeah.
sound and no plastic in my room is recording that sound. So I don't know. I don't understand it. It doesn't make any sense to me. I don't know.
I don't get it either. And I actually looked it up one time, and I was kind of grasping how it actually worked, like scientifically. I was like, oh, and my brother Alex was helping explain it to me. He was
Yeah.
explaining how the first like audio recording was recorded. Remember, you know that one, the audio recording of the
Yeah.
and okay, so here's the thing about that. It
I'll
sounded
drop
like a
it
little
in right
girl.
now.
Huh? Did you guys hear that? Well, if you didn't just get goosebumps from hearing that, then, you know, something's wrong with you, because
Check
that
your
is
pulse.
so creepy. That's like the first recording. And for the longest time, we thought, Logan and I thought, because like we heard this in high school, we thought that that was a little girl singing. Turns out it's actually not. It's a guy, the man who did the recording. I would have to ask Alex how the hell he did it again. But he basically, it was the very first concept of like what would become the phonograph, you know, the thing that you
Yeah.
crank in the very,
Yeah.
yeah. And he had recorded just like one loop of him singing on something, and it was able to play it back from the grooves in the paper or something weird, I forget. But either way, he didn't do it quite right, so it made his voice like an octave higher, and that's why it sounds like a little girl. Is just because it was the very first recording and it was a little wonky.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I don't know. It's interesting and it's weird, and in that moment I understood it, but I forgot it.
Yeah,
I don't
no,
remember.
it's just something that like it's one of those things that you can explain to me and I can nod and go, "Oh, yeah, okay." And then 5 seconds later I'm like, that doesn't compute. You know, like whatever equations are running in my brain, it just makes no
Yeah.
sense, you know.
When Alex was explaining it to me, I was like, oh, okay, okay. Like, okay. And I was like, you know, I was thinking real hard, and all these
Yeah.
gears were going inside my head, like
Yeah.
trying to work, but kind of not
Yeah.
working all the way. But then I kind of got it, and it wasn't clear enough for me to remember it though. And I'm going to have
Right.
to call him now after this and figure it out,
Yeah,
because I do
right.
want to know. But isn't it weird how, like, for me too, like the first thing that I think of that I don't understand as far as like music recordings is records, but also we don't understand MP3s either. I mean, we get it in a way that we're
Yeah.
used to because we've lived with it our whole life, but like that's
Yeah.
just magic also. We don't understand how electricity works and shit. Like that could be my answer, fucking
Well, now
electricity.
that it's all digital, it makes sense because like I can record something on my computer through this microphone and it's a digital thing, and then I can digitally send it everywhere, send it out to the world, right? But like physically, when we were recording onto vinyl, like pressing vinyl, how does it how does it make sound? Because it's a physical thing.
Almost to me, I'm almost
There is
able
no
to.
digital, you know what I mean? There is no digital touch to it. It's all physical. So like how I don't.
But when you say that you get it when it's digital, like it kind of makes sense. But like, how does that make sense though? Like because like for me, I can almost think of it in a way where vinyls do make a little bit more sense than digital, because it's like, hey, this is a physical thing, and somehow it has really tiny microscopic physical grooves in it that this needle
Yeah.
detects and makes
Yeah.
sound somehow, versus like we're magically transporting this thing through the air through a cord, and it like I don't know, the electronics and
Yeah.
like digitalization makes less sense almost when I think about it.
See, to me, it's like okay, if my computer reads it, then every other computer can just read it. And that makes sense. Like, okay, all right. Like I can make this sound
On
and
a
you can
base
record it.
level,
Yeah. But the vinyl to me is, we make this sound and then it goes into this plastic circle and then you play it and it sounds perfect. And every single sound, somehow just by cutting in it, we make music.
yeah.
I don't know, man.
Yeah,
That
it's
doesn't-
weird.
How?
I think I don't understand the universe. Like
Yeah.
I don't understand why we're here.
Yeah,
I don't
mean, that's the
understand
ultimate one.
how it started. I don't understand how it started. And I don't understand if it's like,
Yeah.
I don't understand time. If it was the Big Bang, then like what was before that? And then scientists will say nothingness, like absolutely nothing. Or sometimes I've heard answers, well, it was a form of existence, but it was nothingness with sparse particles doing that. Like, okay, then what was before that? Like, so that was still the universe then. It was just in a different form if it was nothingness. Like, I don't understand the concept of true nothingness. I feel like there always has to be something, and I don't it doesn't compute with me that there could have just been nothing and then the Big Bang. It's like, it makes more sense to me to think that the universe has always been here and always will be, because time is something that we invented to understand our place in the universe, but really time isn't real and the universe just always exists infinitely, both in time and in space, just keeps going. But that also fucks with my head because I don't get it. I just don't get it. And I used to hate that I didn't get it, and I used to have such anxiety from not getting big things like that, but now I like that I don't get it, because it in a way I was able to not get it so much that I realized it's impossible to get. You don't have to be anxious because you're never going to get it. So don't be anxious about something you can't get. Like, the answers you can't get. Like, only be anxious about stuff that is within your control. I don't know.
That's a good transition to one thing that's really interesting to me is so Marvel right now has been doing these shows on Disney Plus, like they, instead of releasing all these movies because of COVID, they released WandaVision, and then they did Falcon and Winter Soldier, and now they're doing Loki. And the show Loki is all about time, and it's comic booky, right? Like, so the really interesting thing about Marvel and what they're doing now is, so they finished that whole Endgame, right? Like they did the whole 10-year circuit of Endgame. And although there's superheroes and magic and everything like that, Endgame is pretty well like rounded into the real world. But then with these new shows, they've just gone full comic book. So like all three shows have not only had really comic book accurate costumes, which look really silly on TV, but they've done it anyway. They're also like super infused with the themes of comic books, which are actually super goofy and weird. Like, you have all these heroes that are like going to different universes and talking to different versions of themselves and stuff like that. And there's, the whole thing is in a multiverse. There is no like one consistent universe and stuff like that. So anyway, so Loki is based around the TVA, which is a group, which is essentially like an American corporation that controls time. There's a sacred timeline that runs, and when things divert from the sacred timeline, they go and erase it so that the sacred timeline stays intact. And it's like really super nerdy and weird, because like Loki gets sent to a dimension where he talks to all the different versions of himself.
Yeah, I heard about that.
All the different Lokis from like all these different universes. One of them's an alligator because it's Loki, but it's in a universe where he's an alligator and stuff like that. And I was thinking to myself, it's almost more comforting to imagine that there's just a bunch of like suits sitting at desks and controlling time, rather than it just being this crazy infinite randomness that no one is ever going to comprehend.
Yeah, I get what you mean, but I don't think that's more comforting, because then that makes me feel like I'm just being controlled somehow.
Yeah.
And I don't even know at this point if I believe in like free will and shit. Like,
right.
I can understand how logically it might not exist, but also we all feel like we have free will, and it's such a strong feeling that I just don't know. And I like where I landed and just not knowing, you know what I mean? Where it's like, I don't know. Like, it's like ignorance is bliss, maybe. Because if it were what you're saying, where it's like a bunch of suits are just in control of everything, that's like a depressing answer. I don't want that to be the answer.
Yeah. But it's almost more comforting.
I'd rather not know.
It's like, I'm not in control. Whatever. I don't know. That's the whole. So the first season of American Horror Story, I think it's the first season, has a line that has always like flipped my brain upside down, because it was the guy saying, he says something like, anytime humans have had a fear of something or not understanding something, they have created something to conquer it. And so one of like the last thing he says is like, fear of death, we create an omnipotent God that can transcend it. And I'm like,
that's cool.
What like that's the whole basis for God, is that it was just humans going, we don't really understand that. Let's come up with an answer
out of us.
Yeah, let's come up with an answer.
Magic.
Yeah, exactly. And then it just completely built Western civilization. But like,
yeah, that's
I don't
crazy,
know, man. It's just trippy to think of like, what if God and this whole thing that has controlled such a huge segment of society for all of human history is just actually humans' reaction to going, what happens after you die? I don't know.
I mean,
I got
I
nothing.
kind of think that that's likely. I agree with that because I'm an atheist. I'm not. That doesn't mean that I don't believe in a God. I don't think it's likely that there. I guess I'm agnostic about it. Like I'm not saying that there isn't one. I don't know for sure. But
Yeah,
also, I think God is such a loose. Like it can be defined in so many different ways
yeah,
that it's hard. It doesn't even. I might as well just get rid of that word for me. Like to
yeah, yeah.
I believe it. There's probably some like. There's definitely. I can't say definitely though because we don't fucking know anything. But it would seem that there is definitely something more that we just don't understand
Right.
because of all the weird shit in the universe. And then like
Yeah,
super skeptic people will find logical scientific ways to try and explain anything away. I like to keep a little bit of an open mind because I know that we don't know everything. And so, like I don't like I'm atheist in that I don't think that there's a God, but I think that maybe there's something more to consciousness and that there could be some sort of afterlife. But I don't think that it would be an afterlife where we are ourselves. I think it would be some sort of afterlife where you go back into being a part of infinity. And I don't even know exactly what that means, but you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, yeah. I don't know, man. I just like the where I landed is like I was raised Christian and all that stuff, dude. We're doing it again. Like
that's all
last
right.
episode, last episode. He's like, oh, we constantly go to fucking Christianity, blah blah.
Why is that?
But this is admiring the people that have decided they figured it out.
Yeah.
This is the people that are actually comfortable going, I solved it. That's amazing to me. But
Yeah.
anyway, so I don't feel comfortable believing that me, a human being, is the most powerful thing in existence. I'm not good with that.
Hmm.
Like there has to be something more. There has to be
Yeah.
somebody more. It
But so
can't be
that,
human beings.
what makes you think that it has to be something? Like, what makes you think that whatever the more is a thing with like decision making capability? Like, what makes you think it's an
Yeah.
entity? If you think that.
Because that's what I'm saying. Because I think if you look at existence, if you look at human existence, it's too intelligent for me to believe that humans are the most powerful thing. Because we are just like pawns in life already existing. Like
Yeah.
we are just traveling through life. We're just along for the ride. We don't control life. And so to me, it has to be something more intelligent than humans.
I can understand how it would seem that way, but I wonder if that's just part of being a human that you think it has to be something else that is also a thinking, intelligent being. Like, couldn't it just be this way? Like, because it's not just humans. It's not just like human life that's so complicated. It's like everything. Like the greater being to me is almost natural selection. The process of natural selection is fucking crazy, and I love it, and it blows my mind. And mutation over millions and billions of years to create the optimal version of each species and how that
Yeah.
works. That's crazy to me. And that's like, yeah, I don't know if it was designed by a thing. Like, because there's that part of existence where everything's always like changing. Like everything is constant change, a state
Right.
of constant change all the time. Some changes take long times and some are really quick. And like, fuck, it's too big for me to even put into words right now.
Yeah,
I'm just
dude.
going off on tangents.
Yeah. Let's just say this in conclusion of this whirlwind that people are gonna get really bored with. Um, all of existence and all of the infinite creation of the universe, don't ever decide to be a car salesman.
Yeah.
Because that's my next fucking point that I want to go to. Is dude, the worst kind. Okay, I don't care about who's listening or anything. The worst kind of human beings are car salesmen. And I will comfortably say that because I
Or
hate it.
any salesman who knows he's just selling to get what's the word?
Commission.
Not compensation. Commission.
Commission.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like commission
so
sales where they know they're selling shit.
dude, my car exploded. You know this. I've been punching walls for weeks over this. Something
Logan was
just fell off my
inside the
wall.
car ramping off a building and the car exploded and it caused his poster to fall off his wall when it exploded. And that's all part of the chaos of the fucking universe. It's all perfect, and there's crazy ways that the universe works, and natural selection creates things so perfectly, and how the fuck does a human being work so perfectly? And then sex feels good, so it reproduces the species, but then also at the same time, there's fucking meteors that can just take out a whole planet. It's fucking perfection and chaos in this fucking whirlwind of existence, and we don't understand it, and we're never going to, and that's
you sound like Ian Malcolm.
has to be okay.
You know Ian Malcolm?
I know that
When
name.
the water droplets go
name.
down the hand from Jurassic Park. Chaos Theory,
yeah.
Jeff Goldblum in,
Yeah.
in fucking
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah,
Is
my
that,
car
is that
exploded.
Jeff Goldblum's character?
Yeah, Jeff Goldblum in Jurassic
yeah,
Park
yeah,
when he's
yeah.
doing the water droplets on Dr. Sadler.
Mhm.
Dr. Sadler, I refuse to believe that you don't understand attraction. Like, oh man, it's a good character.
Yeah.
Anyway,
That's
my car exploded, and I've had to deal with car salesmen for a fucking month, and I am just, dude. When I got to the last car dealership, the lady came out to sell to me before I was even in the parking spot of the dealership. I just, like, I want to walk into a car dealership and go, I'm good. Please don't. I don't need it. You're not going to do anything to
Then
convince
get
me.
out!
Please don't. it just let me look, and dude, yeah, pushy fucking salesman. I want to walk everywhere rather than have to go speak to another person that wants to talk to me about, this is a V6 engine with heated leather seats and all-terrain warranty for 1,000 miles, and we could finance up to 72 months.
Yeah.
Kill me. Seriously.
Yeah, I agree. I hate that kind of shit. I hate having to do any adult shit like that I don't even like going to a mechanic because I don't know about my car and I just think I'm getting screwed over regardless. So buying a car from like a dealership and stuff that I don't like, I got my car from CarMax, and all the research and stuff said, oh, it's a big, huge company, so you don't really have anything to worry about. They're not in it for making money for their own company because they're a big company. So, whatever. So I just gave in to capitalism and did that because I'm too insecure to fucking worry about salesmen screwing me over. And yeah, I don't like, and even getting a doctor for myself. I'm worried that like I'm gonna get a doctor who doesn't really know, because I know that there's doctors out there that suck, and like I've experienced them before.
Your
So
fucking dad.
I don't like. Again, dude, I don't like being an adult, and I just want to be a kid again. And yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
My dad, dude, he got screwed over by a dentist, and he had to go to the ICU. It's just, you never know when someone is really, really stupid. You never really for sure know. They could have doctor in front of their name, and they could be a fucking moron.
And Andy's dad went to the dentist, and then the next time we saw him was visiting him in the hospital. We had to go to the hospital and move his van out of the visitor section because he was in the hospital from going to the dentist. You should never go, I'm going to get my teeth cleaned, and then I'll be in the hospital. That should never correlate. It should never be back to back.
Yeah, the dentist gave him some wrong thing, and it ended up, it's the details don't matter. I don't even know if he would want me to talk about it, but it doesn't really matter. But he had to go to the ICU. His face was all swollen and shit. And yeah, it was fucking crazy. And so basically, moral of the story is don't trust anyone.
Seriously.
Just don't.
I walk through life and I assume I'm getting fucked over by everybody.
And you know what? It's a cynical, sad lifestyle, but I think it helps me in the end. I think I'm coming out on top on this.
Yeah. And that's the thing is like, there are probably good car salesmen in the world, but I don't care because I'm going to see them and I'm going to go, you're not going to get me. You're not going to do it. You're not going to convince me, or you're not going to
trying to get you.
You're not going to make your money off of me. I'm not going to do it. You know what I mean? And it could just be a car salesman being like, how you doing? Like, how can I help you? I'm like, no, don't. I can't stand it, dude. It sucks. Sucks is what it does.
Yeah. Car troubles, man. I fucking hate that. Another part that I don't like about being an adult is just chores in general. Just when you just fucking doing things, dude.
You've already done this. You've already done chores.
Fucking A, dude. That's how much they piss me off, though. Like, I didn't even have to do chores growing up. My dad did all the chores, and he always said, it's because you just focus on being a kid and go have fun. You're gonna have to do this stuff when you're older, but I'm not gonna force you to do all these chores. Maybe the most I ever did was I would take out the garbage, and sometimes I would help him out. I would do the dishes sometimes, just whenever he would ask me. But I didn't have like a list of chores to do, so I'm not experienced with that. And now I think I'm pretty fucking sure that the actual reason that he didn't give me chores is because he didn't trust me or my brothers to be able to do them the way he needs them to be done. Because has OCD about like cleaning and having his house a very particular way, like way more than I do. And the way he cleans like the sink and everything, he has a whole method. I've heard him explain it to me 1,000 times.
Yeah.
And I think that's why, is he just wanted to do everything his way. He didn't want to trust some teenager to do it, and I'm not going to do it right. And he's going to have to go overdo it and do it again anyway. So now I'm an adult, and I'm the same way. I'm the same way. I have to keep everything clean, and it takes fucking forever.
Yeah. I remember cleaning as a kid. One time I was at my dad's, and my sister was there. My older sister and I were there. And my sister, all of a sudden, we were just sitting watching TV. We were watching a movie, I think. And she was in the bed, and I was on the couch watching a movie. And my sister said, "I don't feel good." And then she leaned over the bed and puked on the carpet, just directly on the carpet. And I got up and I went and got a paper towel, and I put the paper towel over the puke, and then she puked on top of the paper towel. So there were 2 layers of puke with a middle bun of paper towel in the middle.
Yeah.
And then I don't think I cleaned it up. I'm pretty sure that my parents did it and it disappeared.
Yeah, why would you?
But I
have to clean that
specifically
up?
remember her puking, and then I went and I set a paper towel on top of it because I didn't know what to do, and then she puked again on top, which means that I had the time to go and get the paper towel and protect the puke, and she puked again. She had the time to get up. She had the time to get up and go to the toilet, but she didn't for some reason. The fuck, Kayla? Like, I'm gonna call my sister and be like, "Why did you puke on top of your puke on top of the paper towel? What was the point of that? Why didn't you just get up?"
She's gonna listen to this and be like, "That's the first story you tell about me." Is She's gonna be all mad.
Yeah, seriously. Is that what my sister sounds like?
Yep. That's what you sound like, Kayla. Yeah. Dude, cleaning puke. Oh man, and that's another thing. Like, and we're touching all these topics that we talked about before. I want kids, but I'm gonna bye life. You're gonna all my time is gonna be spent. It's gonna be cool though, because like I'm gonna want to craft this human to the best of my abilities and make sure that it's awesome. But like, God, I better fucking make my life happen in the next few years if I want to have kids at a healthy age and all that shit. And I just don't. Let's not get started on that fucking road. Terrifying.
It's weird being 26 now and meeting people that have kids, and they're like my age or younger, like, and it's like they can't go out on Friday night because their kid wakes up at 6 a.m. You know what I mean? It's just a strange, because I can sleep till 11.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Nobody's going to call me, But to think like, wow, you're responsible for a lot. That's a lot.
Yeah. Hey, respect to them. Like, the reason it makes me feel weird is not because I think that they're too young to have a kid, but I realize that I'm now in the age where we should, either you have a kid or you don't. Like, it's normal if you do have one, and I'm in that age. Like, I'm in the age that I'm so used to, for what feels like the majority of my life, looking up at and going, "Oh man, that's so far away." Like, you know what I mean? But now I'm just all of a sudden there.
Yeah, that's a good point. It's weird though, because you and I are in a group of friends who have not really gotten married. Like, I see all these kids that we were in school with or I went to college with and stuff like that, and they're like, "Oh my God, wedding season." Like, what? All my friends aren't getting married. Like, I have friends that have gotten married, but the majority of like you and I's group of friends, we're not getting married anytime soon.
Yeah.
You're the only one in like a legitimately healthy relationship.
Yeah. What's in Logan's locker?
So Logan's locker today is something kind of interesting, actually, and weird. But so they're making a movie about Kurt Warner. So Kurt Warner was the quarterback of the St. Louis Rams when I was growing up. He was my favorite athlete. It was Kurt Warner and Mark McGuire. Those were the 2 athletes that I had on my wall. So Kurt Warner was a quarterback from Iowa who worked in a Hy-Vee and then played for the Iowa Barnstormers, the indoor football team, and then got picked up by the St. Louis Rams of the NFL, and then went and won a Super Bowl and became a Super Bowl MVP and is now in the Hall of Fame of the NFL. So they're making this movie about him. And what's my Logan's locker is that I worked for the Iowa Barnstormers for 5 or 6 years, and they've recreated the Iowa Barnstormers in the movie.
Oh, nice.
For Kurt Warner to be in. And it's weird and like goofy and strange.
Yeah.
But they haven't come out with a trailer yet. but they came out with like a behind the scenes video that shows some of the content of the movie, and they've won. There's like clips of him working in the grocery store, and then there's clips of him where they've just recreated the team that I worked for. Like
Yeah.
it's just weird, you know, and
That's
it's
weird.
strange that it's in Iowa. But here's the interesting thing about the movie, and this isn't going to surprise you, but it is what it is. Kurt Warner is a really, really strong Christian. And so it's not going to surprise you to find out this movie is going to be full of Jesus.
It's a Christian movie. Okay.
It's a whole lot of Jesus. But Kurt Warner does have an inspiring story just alone, you know? But look at this. Like this is the recreation. That's the team.
So does it
that
look
I worked
accurate?
for. Yeah,
Does it look
dude, it
100%
does. So it's in
accurate?
the
Yeah,
old
that's gotta
building.
be-
I don't know if you ever went to Vets Auditorium in Des Moines, but that's where he played when he played for the Barnstormers. But like that jersey and everything like that, I have.
Hey, is that
shit.
Shazam is playing him?
Yeah, it is Zachary Levi playing Kurt Warner
That's
with jet black dyed hair. Like
Yeah.
just and so, you know, you can tell it's gonna be a Holy Spirit movie. And that's great, and it's gonna be super cheesy, but it is funny that they're doing it, and that
Yeah, from your
it's
perspective,
so
that's got to
accurate.
be really cool seeing the recreation of all that and having worked there. That'd be
Right.
crazy.
It's just cool that like I did idolize Kurt Warner growing up because
Mm.
he literally worked at Hy-Vee. And dude, there's this scene in the fucking behind the scenes feature like sums up what the movie is going to be as a whole. Is him working at the grocery store, and one of his coworkers is running and he throws a cereal box to him, and the coworker like catches it and falls into
God.
Oh my god.
No way.
Yeah.
Wait, that's in the trailer?
Oh yeah, it's in the behind. They haven't come out with a trailer yet, but this is like a behind the scenes thing.
That's so
Yeah.
fucking crazy.
Yeah, dude. It so that's how comfortable they are telling you, hey, this movie is going to be absolute Swiss cheese. Like absolute cheese. Let me see if I can get that clip to load here real quick so we can show you. Here's the clip.
Oh, he fell down. Get it? Because he throws things.
Because he's good, man. He was throwing all the way back in the day.
Back when he was still really buff and looked the same age, but it's a decade before.
Yeah. And Dennis Quaid is in it because that's apparently Dennis Quaid's thing now as he's gotten older, is just, I'm going to make movies about God. That's it. So,
Nice.
but yeah, it's quirky and weird, but I'll go see it and I'll go, hey, that's cool.
I get it.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then that'll be it.
Well, Andy's Candy is I'm just going to talk about the movie that Chelsea and I just watched this week, Honey Boy, the Shia LaBeouf story. When I saw the trailer for it last year, it looked really fucking good, and we finally saw it. It's on Amazon. It's just cool because he made a movie that's just about his life. Like it's not based 100% on his like. I think like basically the only difference is he renamed the main character, so the character's name isn't Shia LaBeouf, it's Otis something, whatever. And it's about him. It's about this actor who was a child star on like TV shows, and his dad, because in Shia LaBeouf's real life, his dad was the parent who was taking him to all these auditions and who was always like by his side on set and everything. It was his dad who was taking him all that stuff, but it wasn't a healthy relationship, and it was a pretty fucked up relationship. And his dad was like on drug, or he was like a recovering drug addict and alcoholic, and he was a felon, ex-con stuff, like all this crazy shit. And to see how Shia LaBeouf, like, I forgot to mention the funny fucking craziest part is Shia LaBeouf played the dad character in the movie. So Shia LaBeouf is playing his own dad in this movie.
That's true.
And it's really good. His performance is really good. He has like a little bit of a southern accent, and he's just the kind of guy who's fucking cussing all the time and is all pissed off, and he does it so genuinely and naturally. And I feel like you can just tell that he's just doing, I could just tell it's probably really easy for him because he grew up watching his dad for his whole life, and he's just doing an impression of him, I assume. And the kid that they got to play the young version of the actor, main character, was really good. And then it cuts between his life as a child actor and then his life as an adult actor. where he's like in blockbusters now and stuff because eventually Shia LaBeouf got to Transformers and shit.
Right.
But he's he's like a troubled actor just like Shia LaBeouf has been, and Shia LaBeouf has been like arrested and stuff, and he had like court ordered mandated therapy he had to go through, and so seeing the adult actor in the movie Honey Boy, he's going through this therapy, and the therapist is making him confront all of his inner demons about the way his dad raised him and the conflicts that he has with his dad and all the issues, and it's really good. And the guy who is playing the older version of the actor, you can tell he's like doing an impression of Shia LaBeouf. Like the way he yells and gets really pissed off sounds like it reminds me of Shia LaBeouf. Just do it, Like it just I don't know. It was a really good movie, and it was really well made, written by Shia LaBeouf, and yeah, it was cool.
Yeah, what's it on?
Amazon Prime. It's an Amazon original.
That's cool. Isn't it crazy that there's so many different companies that are coming out with legitimately good movies?
Yeah, like Amazon and Netflix and Hulu, just like the streaming companies that are now like full production companies. That's weird.
Yeah, and that Paramount Plus just came out with that iCarly show that people
are
buying Paramount for.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just weird that like
weird. I didn't know.
I mean, we're just devolving back to like cable where you're gonna subscribe to a bunch of different things.
But it's different because like you're not getting packages; you're getting each individual thing.
It's more expensive, probably. Yeah. If you buy all of them.
Yeah, if you want all of them. I feel like I'm fucking set with just Netflix and Hulu and Amazon. That's fucking 3 of them already.
Yeah.
But I feel good with that amount.
Yeah.
I don't need
cool.
anything else.
I need to watch that. I legitimately hadn't even heard about it until you mentioned it.
Yeah. So. It's cool, and there's a really cool scene in the end of the movie. I mean, kind of a spoiler, but not really. It's just one line, so it doesn't really. At the end of the movie, he as an adult, the actor goes back to see his dad. To see Shia LaBeouf playing his dad. So the actor goes back to see his dad for the first time in a long time, and he's an adult now. And it just shows like a small snippet of their conversation as they're sitting there, and the actor character Shia not. It's so confusing for me to explain who Otis, right? The main character who's based on Shia LaBeouf. He looks at his dad and he goes, "I'm gonna make a movie about you." And then Shia LaBeouf playing his own dad, he goes, "Yeah," and he goes, "Really? About me? Oh, shit, make me look good, honey boy." He says, "Make me look good," and I imagine that probably was how the conversation went, or something similar. And it's just so ironic because he doesn't make him look good. I mean, he shows an honest account of who this guy was, but he does humanize him also at the same time.
Right.
Like, it's crazy. It's weird. He had to like play a role and write it like through the eyes of his abuser. You know what I mean? And he did it pretty well. Like he did it really well. And anyway, so that was just a cool scene. Make me look good, but I'm just gonna make it exactly what it was. How about?
Yeah. It reminds me of like 8 Mile, where you like take your own experience and build it into a story. I mean, that was less about Eminem. People still think that's Eminem's life story. Yeah, dude, it's Eminem. Dude, have you seen 8 Mile? Dude, it's Eminem's life story. It's literally, he has a different name. I mean, legitimately, he has a different name. So like you would assume that it's not exactly his life story. But I looked up Honey Boy, how much of it was accurate to Shia LaBeouf's actual life, and it said that a lot of it was on some of the articles I was reading. His dad was actually a rodeo clown who like did this act with a chicken and stuff, and that was in the movie. And they actually he did grow up and live in like a motel, like a shitty motel, which is where they're living in the movie when he was a kid actor. All this crazy shit. It was interesting to learn. Right. So
what's vinyl time?
Whoa. Cut the theme. It doesn't matter.
It's vinyl time.
Go ahead.
You go first. Oh.
Okay.
Whoa, we did it again.
Oh, shit. All right. So for those keeping track at home, my vinyl time is alphabetically the previous album in my collection from my album last week, just so you guys know.
Oh, wait, are you just going in order?
No. It just happened that way.
Oh, I thought you meant like every time it has been that.
No, I'm saying just this time for funsies,
Yeah, Logan organizes his vinyls in alphabetical order. So what
I do alphabetical by artist.
This is the next one in his stack. Coincidentally,
no, it's the previous
this
one.
Yeah.
But anyway, so my album is the debut album from Black Pumas, and this is the most recent album that I've gotten into, and I'm late too. This album came out in 2019 and they were nominated for a Grammy like instantly. So I'm late to this,
Nice.
but it is awesome. It's really good. It's super, it's two guys out of Austin that are making like retro sounding soul with some like hip hop production in it. And really, really good stuff. Catchy melodies, but then also really interesting like keyboard solos and awesome guitar sounds. Super, super cinematic and retro. And then also the only thing that I have like visually to show is that the vinyl is white, which is going to glare from the light, but pretty cool. And the vocalist is really good. There's the opening song to the album, which is called Black Moon Rising, is I think the perfect like encapsulation of their sound. So go and listen to it. Listen to Black Moon Rising. Listen to Colors. Colors is their big hit. But yeah, retro soul, R&B, kind of funky sort of stuff. Good shit.
Hell yeah. Yeah, you put me on that album too, and I listened to it. It is really good. It's like, it reminds me of like 70s badass soul music that like has a cinematic feel to it. You can drive your car to it. Feel like you just like killed the bad guy.
Yeah, there's a lot of I was literally about to say there's a lot of soul. There's a lot of soul in this soul album. But yeah, it reminds me of like a more retro vintagey Anderson .Paak, less rapping and more just like soul singing, but the vocalist is really good.
Yeah.
So I like it.
That's cool. I brought a Between the Buried and Me album. This is The Great Misdirect by Between the Buried and Me. It is awesome. It's only got 6 tracks on it because they're long tracks because it's progressive metal. So they're doing like long songs, like some of them are 10 minutes long. The last song is called Swim to the Moon and it's 17 minutes long. It's got a really badass drum solo in it. I'm going to see them live for the first time in so long. I haven't been to a concert in so long. Oh my God, it's going to be awesome. I'm going to see them live in August with my friend Edward. And it's going to be so nostalgic because we used to go to Between the Buried and Me concerts, he and I. And they're going to play this album all the way through, which they've never done. And so we're really fucking excited to hear them play it. Some of these songs, it's like, how are they even going to do that live? It's just amazing. I think my favorite song off of it is probably the first song, which is Mirrors. And that's only 3 minutes and 38 seconds, it says right here. But it's like, there's no screaming in it. And it's a very pretty song. And I love when they do stuff like that. I also love when they do the screaming, but I mostly love this band because of when they break out of the really hard metal and they do just such experimental cool shit. So check this album out. There we go.
That has Mirrors and Desert of Song, right?
It does. Desert of
I like
Song
both
is another
those songs.
that's a really good song too.
Yeah, Desert of Song is like it's like a prog western song.
Yeah.
Almost. It's really cool. I like that song a lot.
Yeah, me too. Excited to see that live.
I'm supposed to see Kiss in October, but I don't know if one of them's gonna die before then.
yeah, you never know.
You never do. Fingers crossed. Hope not. You want to show me some TikToks?
Okay.
All right. I haven't showed any. You fucking bitch.
Hey, I was waiting for you to pull one up and be like, this isn't part of my TikTok thing. And I was going to give you such shit for it, but you refrained just so you could say what you just said.
Right. Which is a great tell of if you shame me, I'm not going to be willing to like put myself on display. So
good. I'm going to keep on shaming you.
And I'm not going to do things.
He was going to show one, but then he was going to be like, oh, he's going to start making fun of me.
Yeah, exactly.
As if you're like afraid.
I don't want to be bullied.
Yeah. I'm going to bully you. Watch. That's the sound of I'm about to pop you one.
Oh, wise guy, huh?
Yeah, see. Evan sent this to us. I don't know if you watched it. The way he was like, he was dreaming of a nipple or something. Who knows what he was dreaming
What was he
of?
dreaming about? That was going to be my question.
He starts drinking it, or like maybe he wasn't dreaming about anything, but then once that happened in his dream, somebody started feeding him some water or something. So he's like, okay, and he just went with it. And the way he's like, starts coughing is genuine. It was funny.
It reminds me of the Vine. Did you ever see the Vine of the guy that somebody poured water on a girl's face and she just goes, hello?
Somebody poured water what?
On the girl's face and she just goes, hello?
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Hello? She gets up in the middle of the night. That's a good one too. All right. And then this one, this is like a certain sect of TikTok, a certain section that you'll find yourself in sometime. I've been getting these on my For You page because I liked one of them. And the only reason I liked it was because it was so fucking weird This has like 600,000 likes, this video that I'm about to show you.
Okay.
Is that anytime a random action
What the fuck?
What the fuck?
There's always explosions and there's always over distorted audio.
Yeah.
And there's always a lot of times it's boo-doo-dee-boo-boo. It's like that fucking
Oh, yeah.
ringtone.
Yeah.
You've probably heard it. What is this? What is this genre? What the fuck is this? And why is it funny? It's just so
Yeah,
random
why
and
is it funny?
stupid.
That's my question. I started laughing instantly.
I think just because it's like a YouTube poop. Remember when YouTube poops became a thing in 2007
No.
at the beginning of YouTube?
No.
Where people would just take footage from like an old cartoon and they would just edit it in a bunch of really weird, stupid, crazy ways. And it was similar to this. You never saw those types of videos?
No, I don't think so.
Like the most famous one was, do you know why the Dragon Ball Z quote, "It's over 9,000"? Have you heard that before? It's over
Yeah.
9,000. Yeah.
Yeah.
The reason that became famous is because of a YouTube poop where they used that scene and like just fucking played him saying that over and over again in all these different stupid ways. Over 9,000, 9,000, 9,000. Like they speeded up the
Yeah.
pitch and like
I
all
had
that
no idea.
random. Yeah, and YouTube poops were a thing, and this is similar to that vein, I think.
Yeah.
Where it's just a compilation of just a bunch of random stupid shit, and some of it, and it's always like stuff that was like popular, like it's like popular footage of some Vine or some obscure
Yeah.
TikTok that had a bunch of likes. Like for a second there was some like fat kid in there who, you know what I mean? Like everything is some recognizable content from somewhere else.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's all from, but yeah. Anyway,
Reminds me of
Weird.
Never Gonna Hit Those Notes.
that's a good video. Oh my god! If you guys haven't seen that, look up on YouTube. Never Gonna Hit Those Notes. It's so funny.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna tell you what it is.
So I want to talk about this first. So I'll just show you first, and then I want to talk about it.
Okay.
Oh yeah! It's Austin! Stone Cold! Stone Cold! For God's sakes! It's not me and you! The
I can't tell if it's satire or not. If he actually
It's
thinks
not.
he's badass.
It's not. I've done the research. It's not.
That's fucking funny.
So I have several thoughts. Number one is one of my favorite parts of human civilization is dads that say they're going to murder little young
Yeah,
boys if they're disrespectful to their daughters.
Yeah.
Like dads that take pictures with a shotgun and their daughter's boyfriend. Are you going to shoot that 16-year-old, sir? Are you going to murder him? So this, he honked. He honked. And then he just goes out, I'm ready to fuck up a teenager. I'm going to murder him. And then also, I want to talk about, you know what this TikTok makes me say?
Hmm.
I look at him and I go, you're not that guy, pal.
You're not that
that guy. That's what it is. This dad is not that guy.
Fuck you where you honk. How about that?
You know what I mean,
He's
though?
not, yeah.
Like, dude, you have no tattoos. you have graying hair. You are not buff. You
Even
do
his
n-
walk, he's got like a nerdy walk. Like
He does.
Like
It has like that. There's every kid in your high school. There's one kid in your high school that walks like that. He
Yeah.
kind of bounces and
Yeah.
doesn't seem like he always figured out walking correctly.
We're thinking of a few.
And the way that he tosses the sunglasses delicately so as not to break them, because he wants to toss them, but he doesn't want to
Yeah.
break them. It's just like, dude, no. If I came to pick up a girl and I honked my horn so that she would come out and join me in the car, and you walked out, not only am I no longer dating your daughter, but that is the hardest I will ever laugh in my entire life.
You're not dating her because you're terrified now. And you're
That's what it
laughing
is.
to hide the fear.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's nervous laughter.
Yeah, exactly. All right.
There's a
And-
problem with my horn, sir. I didn't mean to honk it.
Yeah, right. All right. And then this one, I hope that this isn't staged. Again, like just like last week. I hope that this isn't staged. Did you see this?
No.
Okay, here you go. Watch the girl in the one piece.
Oh. Ooh. Wait, is she actually out?
According to the poster, she is legitimately unconscious.
No way.
Watch her head.
Ooh.
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
She looks pretty
Yeah.
out cold to me.
She could, yeah, she totally could have been, but it could be fake. But like, yeah, that could knock you out for sure. Like,
yeah,
really bad
I mean, if you
whiplash
watch
that.
like in slow motion as she
Yeah.
falls and just nails the back of her head, so like, and then she just goes limp.
yeah, she's limp right away. So you know, it could be.
It would not surprise. And then the way that it bounces and she goes down the hill. Oh
That's
man, the way
crazy.
that her head just slaps.
I hope she's okay though. Jesus.
I gotta watch that all day long. The way that her head bounces as she goes down the hill.
Canceled. You're canceled.
For what? For what?
Because she's in pain. She's gonna be dying.
She's fine.
Yeah.
She's fine.
That's funny though. That's funny. I love people falling, dude. People falling down. Sometimes it's like too much. Sometimes it just hurts to watch, depending on the video. But for the most part, or it's a lot of times it's a combination of both. When I see someone get really fucked up, I'll cringe and go, and then I'll start laughing really hard, and then I'm able to, like, once I got past the first viewing, I watch it a few more times because it's so funny.
Dude,
Just,
no,
I mean,
what makes me cringe over like just laughing is when people get knocked out and then you see like their body react,
yeah,
but they
yeah.
are not alive. They are
Yeah.
completely asleep. They're completely
They're
unconscious.
not alive.
And yeah, dude.
That's our theme song.
It's always right after TikToks. I feel like we need to figure out some bullshit to say after TikToks.
I mean, we kind of do look, we're doing it right now.
The audio listeners, they get, hey guys, it's Andy. If you want to, then go over to YouTube.
So that's how mine sounds. How does yours sound?
Hey guys, it's Logan. If you want to go over to YouTube and check out the video version.
This
of
is,
Sam.
no, I've heard it. This is what it sounds like. That's what you, fuck you.